minutes.
It doesn't, but we are live. Only horns. Horny after dark. I love that, man. Nice.
I like it too.
Okay, so now we can just be adults, and all the kids should be in bed now, and we can just say whatever we want, like poopy and darn and heck and all those things. Uh-oh. Jackie got the black lung.
Oh, I was trying to mute myself. So our other fools are being responsible
Fools.
adults
No, they're
and
being fools.
decided to get off.
Yep.
Not the good way.
Ah, that's what she said.
Ding ding ding. Um
Where's my music? Where's my music? Look.
Yeah, bunch of adults.
Yep.
Eh, eh,
Yes.
eh, eh, eh,
I,
eh.
I've got all of them. So
Hey.
yeah, we will definitely prepare the soundboard a little bit better.
That's for sure.
So
So where are you right now?
Currently, I am in Fort Pierce, Florida.
But like your environment, are you like
Oh,
at
so right
home?
now I'm in my team studio, so where we do our music recording, all that stuff. I wasn't able. So what I
Cool.
wanted to do was get back to my house and be able to do this in the proper setting. It didn't make sense. So with me having to go to work and stuff, so it was like does he mind for me to do it here? He didn't mind, so I just yeah, did it here.
So what do you do in this? Like, are you a producer? Do you
yes,
actually?
I
do you chop it
I
up?
own Slap Studios LLC. I've been doing this for 10 years. I do audio engineering. So what I do normally is mixing and
That's
mastering.
awesome. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm also an artist myself, but for the most part, what I do for my business is mixing and mastering. Yeah,
very
That's
cool.
literally what I wanted to go to school for, and my dad's
really.
like, "We ain't gonna pay for that.
Yeah,
Music is not
as
where
he
you're gonna
shouldn't.
make money."
Oh,
As he
But you know
shouldn't.
what?
It's
At the end of the, I'm a musician. I've played violin since I was in fifth grade. I played mariachi for over 15 years. I sang everything, but that was just like music is that's like my first love. Period. My husband's
so
in a
maybe
band. He
you could
plays
there
play.
you go.
drums.
Maybe you could play something on the violin in a 4-bar loop, and I can use it
I mean,
to.
I've done it before. I literally played violin for because I grew up in the metal. Like I'm a metalhead. That's where I started. My dad,
Mhm.
my first concert was a Black Sabbath when I was 8.
Wow.
Absolutely.
So that's how I grew up. So I was a metalhead, and I only dated guys that were in the music scene, which I don't ever recommend. Girls, stay away. Um, that are in like local bands, don't do it. Not
Oh,
always the best, but
the national
um,
bands are okay. You can date them.
now if they're like signed, like Lamb of God and stuff, then go right ahead.
Wow.
No,
Well,
Wow.
wow.
but I
Wow.
was able to play violin on metal tracks, which was a lot of fun. But I mean, I've recorded and stuff with the mariachis. I've recorded in studio and stuff. And my husband, he plays drums. He's been telling me, why don't you just? I mean, I am not the most creative, like trying to come up with stuff on my own. Like you put some music in front of me, I can read it and I'll play it
You
all
could
day
play,
long.
yeah, yeah,
Oh heck
yeah.
yeah, that's my
What
that's
about
my.
what about if I played something with a spot for you? Do you think
Oh
you can kind
yeah,
of jam with it?
oh yeah. I could probably try. Like if you tell me what key it's in,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
been many times when I was in mariachi and we're playing a song I don't know. I'm like, what key is it in? I'll figure it
yeah. That's
out.
all you need to know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, at that point, we can definitely make something work. I could
Oh
get you
hey.
some type of credit on something. You
That
know?
would be fun. I mean,
Yeah.
and our DJ also mixes music and stuff.
Really, I
Yeah.
wish I would have known that while he was here, so I could
We could have
roast him
like a
on
beat
that.
off.
Yeah, yeah,
Beat
no,
Whoa,
what
wait
the
a minute.
fuck?
off.
No.
Wait a
Hey,
minute.
no,
Hey, y'all are
I did not
nasty.
sign up for that.
You
I
Y'all
did
are
not sign up for
nasty.
that.
you can
I
say that
did
on this show
Bunch
though.
of nasty
but
asses.
I didn't sign up for it.
Apparently, you don't have to sign up for the beat off. It just comes to you.
Come on,
Oh,
Jake.
oh, you see what I did there? It comes to you.
Yeah,
Wait,
man, I didn't even have to work for this one.
wait.
No, brown chicken, brown cow.
That one is
Wow.
what I need is the badum tis, the rim shot.
Oh, hey, I mean, if you could add one, I'll have Jesse do a live one for you, and I'll record it
I
because
just
that's what he does. His metal band, like they literally, like, especially during COVID, he made his own little studio basically. Like
Mm.
he'd been learning himself how to do all that. Like I mean, they couldn't do band practices and stuff, so they had to figure out how do we still practice and write new music without being together.
That's really
So,
cool.
but now they're back together in my house every Thursday because I've taken Fridays now. Fridays are our
Yes.
days.
Yep.
They
You gotta
practice on
solidify a
Thursday.
day. You gotta at least get one.
Oh yeah, I was like, well, initially they used to practice every Friday, and then COVID
Yeah.
and health and stuff, and so they haven't practiced in a hot minute. But we've been doing Fridays for since it's football.
It
I'm like,
lives longer.
it's no longer your Friday. It's my Friday.
Yeah, my wife
And
feels the same. She definitely does. It's like, oh, I have to be here to do sessions, and she's just like, what do you mean? And I get it. I get it. I
I
get
give
it.
him
She's
his
probably watching
day.
right now. I love you.
Yep.
We love you, and you're like my new best friend, and I haven't even met you yet. She's a Brahmas fan. She loves the Cowboys. She
That's
sounds like my
crazy.
girl.
Those two things you just said right there are absolutely wild to me. The last one is absolutely, it's amazing. I love that. But the first two, it was like,
Like she's my
what?
new best friend. I can't wait to go to Orlando when we play you, and she gets to wear a Brahmas jersey
Oh
with me
yeah,
or something.
yeah. Jerseys. Oh, do we get jerseys this year?
This coming
Do we
year,
get actual jerseys this year?
I don't know. I mean,
What define
That's
what
my
you mean
biggest
by do we
question.
get
I
jerseys?
don't want
I
a player
mean, we got
54
our
jersey, man.
Chinese, we got our
See, those
Chinese
ones I was
jerseys.
gonna get. I am not gonna lie to you. I was
I
definitely
don't
gonna
think they
do it
have them
myself.
on there anymore. But
Really?
yeah,
They
and
got
I
a
got
cease and
mine.
desist. Yeah.
They
No, they're
actually
waiting until
they
I
actually
think they're
do still have
stop. They do have some on
yes.
there.
Yes.
Like they're legit. Like they straight up sewed on the Under
Yep.
Armour tag on it and
I was
everything.
kind of mad that I didn't get one during that time because I was like, "Oh, I'll just wait. I'll just wait."
There-
And then I looked like an asshole because when I waited, it was the player 54. And I want to support the league. Don't get me wrong.
oh
I
yeah.
support the league in a million
I
different other
still
ways.
did. I
Mhm.
still did. I
I
bought
didn't
it.
get one of those because I seen the material on it, and I'm like, I'm not doing that.
But you
I'm
know,
not
I
fucking
think
doing it.
also the
No.
jerseys, I almost feel like everyone had different quality too for each of
One
the
Mhm.
thousand
teams.
percent. 1,000%.
Like
I seen three
DC's
people
looked
in
like
front of me in the
really
line. I was like,
trash.
Yeah.
yeah,
Like ours weren't bad. I mean, others were worse
ours were
too.
terrible. Ours were
DC
worse than
got some
DC's.
really bad ones.
Ours were worse than DC's.
Yeah,
Really?
theirs were.
Yeah.
I don't even think I saw anybody post.
They were t-shirt quality. It was just a t-shirt with the.
Stop.
I promise you. And I know we're
Wow.
live right now, and I feel bad saying that, but it really felt
Oh
like that.
no, we were on the
No.
after show is when we trash everything like we talked about
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the eight
I
one
love the
debacle.
league, and I want them to do well, but just give us actual fucking jerseys, please.
Yes.
I want to
Yeah.
buy the jerseys for the people that have just been there for another year that I love, right? Even
Yep.
give me jerseys that I could have got from the first year that you didn't allow us to get, that they're not there anymore. Let me get those. You
Yeah.
can. There's tons of money to be had in these jerseys, and you just
I know. They
Yep.
had lot of missed opportunities, but us here in San Antonio, a lot of us have like inside connects with XFL employees, like corporate employees and stuff. So they're very, very short staffed. Like it's insane how short staffed.
understood.
And then
Understood.
even the marketing department, like I'm surprised that whole marketing department didn't get fired all over again with 8-1
Yeah.
special day.
Yeah.
Like
I think
I
when
get
we
it.
talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a missed opportunity to do a lot of really
Hmm.
good things, especially with all the hype that went into it and the super fans that were drawn in and asked to do favors for the XFL and all these
Yeah.
really good things. Um, it was a missed opportunity. However, we kind of have to look at the flip side of the coin also. I mean, these guys are working on shoestring budgets with shoestring staff, and to them it was kind of a big deal. It was a big push to get the non-season ticket holders in and get them involved. Was it successful? I don't know.
I
I have
wonder.
no idea what the numbers are, right? We don't sell the actual tickets. We don't have access to that data,
I
but
could get
maybe it could have been.
access.
You probably could. Um, but from that standpoint, I mean, just looking at it
I'm gonna
from,
text him right now. Hey,
from looking at it from that standpoint, if they sold 10% more tickets than zero tickets, that it was successful.
Yeah.
that's
And
what I'm saying. Local markets. Why is there no commercials? Like
Right.
nothing.
That was
right.
my biggest
Even
thing too. It's like I'm
commercials.
on the way to the game. I don't hear anything on the radio.
Well, we
Nothing.
had we had pretty decent marketing here. There were a lot of
Yeah,
electronic
it
billboards.
was.
We had, some
Especially
local.
for the championship. Like I wish they would have
Yeah.
done that through the season. Like in the championship
Hmm.
downtown, like the polls had the
Hmm.
championship game feature, but I wish they would have done that in the entire season for the Brahmas.
Right. Well,
That would
and
have
we
brought so much attention. For
yeah,
Oh yeah.
any team, if you're doing that, that's gonna bring
Yeah.
mhm.
attention. You're gonna sell more tickets.
We had local coverage on the news. I mean, it was on,
Yeah. Our
on the
news was
sports
good on
shows.
it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't on mainstream media like, commercial radio. There was like 3 or 4 electronic billboards around town that were showing the ads. It wasn't, splashed everywhere like Jackie said. There weren't banners downtown saying, home of the San Antonio Brahmas, or
I feel like that's
whatever.
easy and still
You know,
cheap. Like it's not going to cost them an arm. Like it would have been just like I said.
I
Even
mean,
right now, 8-1, they could
yeah.
have used that money and put it to some local commercials. It probably would. They
yep.
probably would have got better ticket hits by then.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah,
you know
there's a
what?
lot of ways for them to make their money. But the craziest part in my mind right now is the fact that they made more money off of Beer Snake beers than they did off of jersey sales. If
I
that's not
wouldn't
gonna
doubt it.
fuck your
Yeah.
mind up,
Yeah.
and they absolutely, without a doubt, probably tenfold. I'm not
Mhm.
even exaggerating that number. Like it's probably tenfold.
Oh yeah.
Think about it.
Yeah.
What? Well, now thinking about it too is like, what do you guys have there in Orlando? Like, is there something like? Obviously, DC has their snake. I know, like
Nope.
Houston
When they
has
turned
their
them lights
beach
off,
balls.
Ramacita, when they turned them lights off, that was all we had, and I
You said
cried.
just the green and white.
I had a green tear go down my face,
Like the
and that's
fans
all
don't
we
do
had.
anything, like nothing crazy. Like even in Houston, they got
I'm
that guy in the
trying.
end zone
There's a
that
lot
takes
of guys
his
trying.
prosthetic leg, and he's like, yeah. And
All
we
we
just
have is
learned
yeah.
that he drinks beer out of his prosthetic leg.
You guys are yes, that's fire. That's fire. You guys are so lucky to have a bunch of fans that are willing to go above and beyond. Whereas like we have maybe and a lot of our guys that do it, they do it in the tailgate. You won't see it at the game. You won't see it in the stands.
That's
These
crazy.
guys
We
so
do our prep work in the
but
tailgate, and
that's
then
even
by the
better
time we
because
get,
We're
look, Neon
usually
Green
pretty lit.
Mafia, we're gonna bring you the tailgate. We're going to bring you the tailgate, whether I have to do it through phones, whatever the case is. We're going to bring you the Orlando tailgate because I feel like that's part of what. Because you guys don't see a lot of it. There's a doctor that brings syringes in color
I heard
of
about
yellow
We have
him.
shots.
seen him.
I've
We
heard
have
Yeah,
about
seen
the
him.
that's in
doc.
our lot. We always park next to him in lot 2. So he always brings him and his I don't know if it's his brother or not, but him and his partner, they always bring the colored Jello shots and whatever the opposing team is, because we're getting shots for their bullshit.
Nice.
It's so
I
amazing. You
like
walk
it.
up, get you a Jello shot through a syringe. It's insane. Not through
Apparently,
like
You know what?
intravenous, but
apparently your vaccine didn't work against the Brahmas, but that's all right.
it did though. It
Y'all were
made me
just
not
taking
care.
any bad juju away from us. That's all. You were taking all that venom out of us.
True.
That's all it
I
was.
couldn't even be that mad because my wife had to sit there and watch it too. So she wanted to be excited, couldn't be excited for me, and I had to see her go through it. So I had to kind of but it wasn't that big of a deal.
But the fact that
Dude.
we beat you twice, I bet you she was elated.
Yep.
See, the difference was the first time. I think it was our first or second week. Didn't you guys? You guys were here. The
Yeah,
second week.
Yeah.
y'all were home game that one.
That game, I could see it in her eyes. She wanted to be happy. She couldn't be because
Oh,
I was not. And then the next game, she felt even worse. But at the same time, it was like, well, who cares now? Let me be happy. You know,
Like,
you
she's like,
already
fuck them
had.
kids.
You're not even
you
part
took
of
how
this.
many L's? What the? What does it matter?
Exactly. We call ourselves the girls that wear the horns. We're the horned hotties. I'm gonna take her some horns. I'm gonna bedazzle some horns for
She
her.
deserves some. Yeah.
All right, like I'm upgrading mine for next season, but these were my these ones for this season.
Yes.
Well,
I
she's
was
gonna have to walk
bedazzled.
into Camping World Stadium with me painted green every time, while I'm
Yeah,
going
she
nuts
should be.
dancing. I'll be dancing with the hype team. I'm doing craziness.
Y'all have a
She has
hype
to walk.
team?
Yeah, you don't have a hype team.
No, we don't have
You guys are the
nothing.
hype team. That's
We have
Oh
why
us.
shit!
we
Yeah, that's
need
We
probably
one.
have
why.
God
us.
forbid we don't have one.
Like,
It would be
what am
a
I
sad
complaining
show.
about? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
We have
Yeah,
us.
we have
Well,
So
then
a
again, we have the
section
hype team
108,
from
baby.
our hype team is actually Miami Heat's hype team. I found that out last season when I got close to some of them.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was like, how do I apply? I'm the guy. Fill
Look,
me
I'm
in.
gonna put
And
this
he was
here.
like, yeah.
He asked the
this is
last
the
show
second
too.
time he's asked.
Yes, let him. Rig Rocker wants to know. He wants your thoughts on that double forward pass they pulled against y'all. That's
That
Houston.
upset me. It upset me because it's one of the it's another rule that just can't be done in the NFL. And it's one of those things that you want to see. It's a unicorn. And to have a unicorn done to you is a difficult thing to pass up. Was that a home game for us? Did I see that in person? I don't remember.
I think it was played in Orlando.
Oh, I seen it in person.
Yeah,
I hope I was
Rocker.
in the bathroom, Rig
Yeah.
Rocker. I hope I was taking a piss, Rig Rocker. I hope I didn't
Yeah.
even fucking pay attention to
He
it.
was taking a drunk man picture.
That was a home game, right, Rig?
Yeah, he said yeah.
Oh man, so I saw it in person.
Yeah.
I don't remember how I felt, man.
Well,
I had a lot of
I
bad
mean,
times.
that's
There
how
a
it
lot
was
of
for our
shitty
first game.
situations.
when we were winning.
Let's talk about unicorns. Jackie,
Yeah.
this is
Our
you.
first game, like literally, because of the rule, like this was our first for open season, like season opener game, and we get the whole fourth
Fourth
rule, the fourth.
Yeah,
What
Fourth
is
and
it?
15.
Fourth
Yeah.
and 15, and like
Yeah.
we were like,
Wow.
Yeah, you guys were the worst first ones to pull it off, eh?
Yeah, no, we got it pulled off against us because we
Yeah.
were winning, and because of that,
No, who was it?
the last
St.
it was
Louis?
against St. Louis.
St. Louis.
And people were already leaving. They thought we had it in the bag. And I'm like, nah,
Yep.
I'm going to stay till the end. And I was like, what
Oh,
the fuck just happened?
that's
like, oh my-
dirty.
like the rule got put in, like you got to see the rule, right? And like,
Yep.
Oh,
What it was
Allowed them
all
to
about.
score. Then they did the 4th and 15, got possession. They scored again, and then that's when we lost the lead.
I was
It
like,
was fucking miserable.
yes.
Feel my
And it's
pain,
season
Jay.
over.
Feel my fucking pain.
Yes.
Well,
we feel it.
The offense and the defense felt my rage.
I mean,
from St. Louis because I gave it to them both barrels. So, P.S. I mean, you heard me talk about it. I'm the loudmouth of the South, right? I am the guy on the rails, 50-yard line on the opposing side, giving it to the team the entire damn time.
yeah.
I'm that
They're
asshole.
so lucky that we're not a fan of the same team because it would be a terrible game for them. Terrible.
I mean, they already made him and our other homie that does like fill in. They already made friend with security because they've already been talked to.
Bro. Oh, you're
Yep.
so lucky. We had a player taken off the field because we were yelling. They would not play him when he was he was a corner. I wish I knew the name because he made it to the league. I wish I knew the name off the top of my head. We got into his head so bad. He started arguing with us.
Yeah.
He would turn around at the line arguing with us, and the coach took him out. Every time they were in the red zone, he took him out. That's all we had, and we still fucking lost.
Yeah. I mean, it happens.
We were
Right.
working the end zone, and we
But-
still fucking lost.
You're doing your part for your team. That's
Yeah.
what this is all about. you
Like I
know?
said earlier, bro, I almost got kicked out of the stadium on the way up the steps because I was like, why the fuck should y'all feel comfortable? What?
Yeah.
You're not home.
Hey,
Yeah,
you
not
know
all-
what? I'll say that too. Rig Rocker, when I was in Houston for that game, I was in the midst of their fans, and they did not make me feel comfortable. But
I will
we
say
do
that
it-
it wasn't toward fans. I definitely did it towards the team. Towards
Thank
fans,
you.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna go ahead and be.
Thank
that's
you.
what
Yeah,
that's what
very
I would
important.
expect. I got booed
Well,
a whole lot, and I
You
just
don't want
got
people to
like,
because
boo
you want them
y'all.
seats to be sold regardless. Like I said earlier,
Yeah.
we had a lot of times where a lot of these seats were sold by the opposing team because we live in a tourist attraction and they're coming to see. They're just here to go to Disney World and they're like, oh, I get to see my team.
Yeah.
I would only go there for XFL, not for Disney at all.
Now, don't get me wrong. If we're down and I'm upset, don't look at me in the eyes. But at the same time,
Don't
at the
look
same
at
I
time,
mean,
I want you to feel comfortable, so I'm not going to do that to you.
I'm
I want
I'm
you to
gonna look
feel
you
a
in the
part of what's
eyes,
going on.
but I'm gonna hand you a beer, and we're gonna drink it, and we're gonna celebrate, and it's
Yes.
gonna be a good time.
Yes.
Because just
Yeah.
like you, like I'm gonna talk trash, I'm gonna be, whatever, but my anger is directed at the team,
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
at the fans.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like
and
that. That's better.
yeah. So
Yeah,
I
you
don't
want
mind,
people
and
to fill them seats, man. You want to see that.
oh
You
yeah,
want to have a reason to have this side of the crowd screaming and this side of the crowd. You want to see that. And living in a place like this, it's kind of dope to be able to see that. Now it sucked being on the losing side of it and seeing us basically getting faded. It was
yeah.
kind of crazy. But at the same time, it was dope to see at least them seats are getting filled. I would never take that on a fan. I am an Eagles fan, and I know how we get. But I don't, I
No.
don't, I don't, I don't partake in the fan versus fan stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Unless it's
gets
fun, unless
hardcore.
we're just having a good time. And
Oh yeah, well, one of my best friends, he's also an Eagle fan, and we always say like even right now, I'm like, bro, it's preseason. The amount of memes I'm already being sent, like we're frenemies during NFL season, but during XFL, we're on the same team. But
Yep.
it's like we get hardcore. Like fuck them Eagles.
Fuck them
see, I
Eagles.
understand because we're just going right back to the chip. I understand.
Yeah,
Yep.
I get it. I get
one
the
hit
anger.
wonder.
Look, until y'all get rid of
Oh,
Dak, you got a problem. You got
Oh
a
look, see,
problem.
okay, I will tell
That
you
we can
this.
all agree on. Yeah.
Yes. No, I'll tell you this. I'm a very realist Cowboy fan, like I said before. Like I've already strayed away from like this is our year. Like I get like no. And the amount of hate that I have for Dak, that is not my quarterback. That's not my quarterback.
Understood.
I'm
well, the good news is you guys just picked up Trey Lance from
yes.
San Francisco.
You did.
So you
Yes.
But
may actually
he
have
will
a
never
quarterback.
actually take QB1. Are you serious? Not
You
with
know
Jerry
what?
Jones alive. That's
Uh
crazy, Jay.
but
Did
with
you
the
just say
amount
that shit, bro?
with the amount of
Well,
Dak getting hurt every season, he is absolutely going to get some playtime. Dak doesn't know how to not get hurt. I mean,
well,
But
and
somehow Dak
bring
plays
back
through his
Tony
injuries.
Romo.
he
Let's
does,
be
Bring
real.
back Tony Romo.
but I think this season might be a little bit different. I think the amount of leash that he has kind of been cut very very short, and I think they'll stick Cooper Rush in. Cooper Rush will throw 15 picks in the first half of the game,
But Cooper
and
Rush is more promising.
I
He's
don't
more
disagree.
If you let him play, he's more
He
promising.
said glass body
I
Dak.
I oh
But like, you know what upsets me more is the fact that Cowboys didn't pick up anybody from the XFL. All I think is you had literally across the street, you have all this goddamn talent, and you didn't
That's
pull
the Jerry Jones
any.
mentality.
Yes, Jerry.
It is what it is.
I don't like.
You
I
guys
don't
aren't going to
wish
go back
death
to the
on
bowl.
people.
No,
Oh,
I
I know
get that.
that it's
You
gonna be a
guys are not
while.
going
But
back
this
to the
old
bowl
man
under
needs to.
Jerry Jones.
Yes.
well.
Ugh.
So be prepared for 1,000 years of never going to the Super Bowl then,
I
because that
know
dude
it's
ain't
gonna
gonna
That
be a
boy don't
die.
ride,
die.
and not in the rest of my lifetime.
He literally is Skeletor now.
He a vampire. He's something.
Oh.
Oh Lord. Oh
Well,
my gosh.
so Jorge was touting his team. You can see it behind me right there, right? Hardcore Packers
Yeah.
fan myself. Everybody knows it's okay. I'm used to getting beat
Cheated.
up. I became a Packers fan in '84 when we were the worst team ever. Okay. So I understand. I
Jay, I don't want
understand.
to hear that shit, man. You guys were one of the only teams that go from franchise quarterback to franchise quarterback. I don't
Oh
want to
yeah.
hear bro.
Yeah. No, we've been extremely lucky. We were
Yeah.
as lucky as, the 90s Niners.
Yes.
But maybe lightning's going to strike a third time. Probably not. We're probably going to suck this year really bad. And that's okay.
Honestly, the Aaron Rodgers, that whole entire situation, bro, I ain't gonna lie, I felt for y'all. I hate to see, bro, what would you consider a legacy player? I hate to see that, bro.
Yeah.
That's almost like Kelsey leaving right now to go play somewhere else for 2 years. It
Yep.
makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. Even when Brady did it, I mean, I can see why he's like, oh, I'm him. I'm just gonna go get the championship wherever I want to go.
Ever. That's a he who shall not be named.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part.
You know what was worse was when Eagles played Patriots, and I'm like, I hate like I I didn't even know what to do. I hate Tom Brady just as much as I hate the
But
Eagles.
you loved
So
us
I
more
made
that
it.
day.
No, not even. I
Oh
made it
my
about the
god.
halftime. It's a halftime show at this point.
Oh
Like
my
we're not here to
god.
see the game. We're here for the halftime. Like
You didn't want to
both,
see us smoke on the Patriots.
I hate them both. That's how
You didn't
I
want to
like.
see us smoke on Brady.
No, I mean yes, but you know what? The thing is I'm glad
Take
that
it home for the
Cowboys.
NFC East.
You know
If
what?
you
At the
guys made it at the end of the day, I'm not gonna. Oh my god, it would hurt my. No, never mind. I take it back.
Yep.
I take
See,
it back.
see,
Everything
see,
I was about to
see,
say,
see, see, see.
I don't mean it.
But I will say, I mean, you gotta love the Cowboys for giving him his last loss. Like I feel like it was our fault
Ooh,
that he was like, you know what, I
ooh.
am gonna retire for real this time.
Look, I mean, if y'all gonna have one check mark on y'all book for the next 10
Hey,
years,
I'll take it. I will take it and
take
run with it. Like
it.
fuck Tom Brady.
Okay,
We made you retire.
so I'm going to jump on this one. Rig, you're not far off with the Aaron Rodgers thing. Green Bay did do Rodgers dirty, but not Brett Favre. Brett Favre did
Yeah,
the
Brett
whole
Favre did
town
not
of
do
Green
that.
Bay dirty.
Now, Brett Favre, Brett
Okay,
Favre is Brett Favre, but at the same
Brett
time,
Favre
yeah,
is Brett Favre.
Mm-hmm. Brett
Aaron
mean,
Favre is
Rodgers,
Brett
even with
Favre.
Aaron Rodgers, like, bro, it's bro, what?
Well, and I can understand, Rodgers
And
getting
I forgot
upset.
to be. I should have been smoking out of this one.
I can't,
You
bro.
should have been
Forgot.
smoking out of that one. But
How
much
can
like the
you?
Cowboys, you failed. Damn.
Let me get a button for
Sorry.
that. Let me get a
Sorry.
button for that.
Oh
You gotta be
Lord.
womp womp womp.
I thought
That
he
would
was.
be
He would probably do an applause.
oh, I got another one. Check this out.
Oh, there.
Got it.
While we were talking earlier. Um,
Uh,
Brett Favre. Let's go back to the Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers situation. The Packers, I could see how somebody could say that Favre was done dirty because he didn't really have any say so about Rodgers coming in. He also knew that Brett was getting towards the end of his career, and he'd already been hinting towards retirement. So they were starting to get ready to phase him out. That's what NFL teams do, right? Um, it was his choice to make the retirement announcement. I watched it. I cried. Like I'm not going to even lie. Like I was
For
hurt.
real, you cried?
End of an era. Yeah, I mean that was my guy. And then he's like, "No, I'm not going to retire. I'm coming back.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm going to retire. No,
That's
I'm not
dirty.
going to retire."
That's a Brady though.
Yeah. And then so they shipped him off to New York because they knew he wasn't going to be any harm there, and they figured he'd play one more year. Well, that's when Minnesota stepped in and then brought him over for 2 more. Okay, fine, whatever. The Rodgers thing, I'll give a little bit of slack there for anybody that says Green Bay did him dirty because they didn't really do anything as far as drafting talent to help him out as wide receivers, things like that. They were counting on the fact that Rodgers was good enough that he could make a good receiver a great receiver.
Yeah.
And so
yeah,
they were
I
spending
agree.
more time on defense, offensive line, things to well, I shouldn't even necessarily say offensive line because they only had 2 guys that really turned out to be, superstars there. And then everybody else kind of struggled. But we had some incredible, wow, here it is. Fuck Brady. Ha ha ha. Fuck them kids. And I'll agree. Brady for
We
all
all
of
on the
his
same page.
all of his accomplishments and everything like that, right? Brady has to give credit where credit is due. It's the team that's been around him. It's the coaching staff. Brady is a systems quarterback. That's what he can do. He proved that by going to Tampa Bay and plugging into the exact same system and
1000%.
bringing the players that he wanted with him to fit into that system and then win a championship, right? That's Brady's. That's Brady's entire career, right? Back to the Aaron Rodgers thing, we didn't do a whole lot to help him out. And the Jordan Love thing was, I mean, that kind of was a slap in the face because he'd already said that he wanted more, not necessarily control, but more input in the direction the team was going because he wasn't getting the parts that he felt that he needed. So bringing in Jordan Love probably was not the greatest move. So yeah, that one, okay. I mean, I'll kind of give that. I wish him well. I hope he does well over in New York. He's got plenty of support there now. We'll see what happens. Is he
More than enough?
Yeah, is he truly this great quarterback that he's been talking about, or have
It's
there
a shit
been?
show, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it. I'll say it. It's a shit show. I don't think that he's gonna go over there and deliver anything that they think he's going to. I think that they're gonna be at the bottom of the division. That's a crazy division to begin with.
Mhm.
That's a crazy division to begin with. You're gonna be at the bottom of the fucking barrel, even if you play average.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that whole division is just,
It's a monster.
yeah. So who knows, right? Rodgers may
He
go over
might
there.
be able to pull it off. Who knows?
He might. He might. I mean, he's pulled off some miracles before. But that's also when he was a younger quarterback, and that's also when he had some really great receivers. Randall Cobb is a pretty good slot receiver, but he's on the tail end of his career. He
Yeah.
literally did nothing in Dallas. And then he came back to Green Bay for a year. And then now he's over in New York, where he didn't do anything in Green Bay.
Good
you know?
luck.
But I just, again, I wish him the best of luck. I was a little bit butthurt with all the nonsense and the craziness during COVID when he was like, implied that he was vaccinated, but he rubbed like mushrooms on his ass or something like that. So
Weird
that's his
shit,
cure.
bro.
Yeah. And then his
It's
darkness
a natural
retreats.
remedy.
Yeah.
Just to be fair, I did the same.
No, and that's fine. Like I'm not. What I'm saying is the
Hello.
misleading comments. Like he knew exactly what he was saying, and he knew why he was saying it to mislead people to make them think that he had been vaccinated. And then they find out he's not, and then it creates this whole big fiasco. And because, I mean, regardless of the political aspect of this whole thing, if a company says that this is our policy, well, that's their policy. That's their right to do that.
Yeah.
And that was the NFL's policy.
That's waffles.
And Waffles is awesome, by the way. Waffles is the best co-host ever, besides Jack. Well, along with Jax,
I know, right?
right? Jax is our friend's cat who tried to jump in on the show a while back. So it was funny as hell. We had like two cats just taking over the whole damn thing.
Going crazy.
Yeah. So again, company's policy, that's the thing. Unless there was some reason why he could, remove himself from that requirement, which he didn't really provide any, reasons why he couldn't do it. He just said he didn't want to.
Yeah.
And that's the nonsense that I'm talking about. Like those kinds of distractions in the locker room where, he walks in and he's just kind of a, pompous ass. He's everybody's talking about how he's calling these receivers that he's working with and stuff like that. And all these connections that he's making and, trying to be their best friends and everything like that. And he won't even call his own family members, So, good luck in New York, buddy. Hope you wind up in the Hall of Fame one day. That's all I'm going to say.
1000%. I wish people to do good on the end of their career. The tail end of their career, I don't want to see somebody tarnish their legacies. That looks crazy. I hate to see it. But one thing that can guarantee that is switching your team at the last couple years of your career. It just doesn't make fucking sense, Jay. It don't make sense.
Oh, yeah.
One thing I
I
want
know.
to pull up too quick because I want to piggyback off of what you said in the middle of that. In terms of where the league is headed right now with the NFL, do you think it's a... Because for me personally, I do believe it's a tight ends game right now. It's a tight ends game right now. And if you haven't seen that within the last 2.5 years from Mahomes to Kelsey, you've got to be out of your fucking mind. It's a tight ends game. Get somebody big in there that can run a route. It seems to be the end of... You can't stop a first down. I don't care about short. I'll take short gains all day.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of a tight end, they're pulling short gains in like nobody's business, and it just seems to be going over people's heads. Kelsey, Mahomes to Kelsey won that shit 2 years in a row.
Yeah. 100%.
Easy.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a tight ends game, and I don't think people are picking up on it.
I mentioned it in a different area about how the running back position as we know it is essentially dead. Nobody really uses it. I mean, there's going to be run options, right? But it's so much easier to stop the run, right? You just flood the line. You bring up 2-3 people. You bring up your backs. You can do a lot of things. Unless that back is becoming a receiving option for the screen or something like that. and usually they're all smaller guys. They're not like these big Travis Kelce's where you run them 5 yards to the side, you hit them on a route, and they go up for another six because they're 250, 260 benching Volkswagens.
Yeah. Yeah.
There aren't very many running backs that are built like that. So they just physically can't do those things. So you're right. It's becoming a tight ends game.
I think
They're
so. I
they're
really do.
humongous wide receivers, like
You want
Rig
short
Rocker said.
games. We're in a short game. Like, of course, those huge games are nice. They're tremendous. They're great plays. But when you're talking about really gaining yardage on this field, you want them short gains. And these guys are doing 8 yards average.
Mm-hmm. It only takes
Are
10 to
you
get a
are you
first down.
blind? Right? Are you blind? Run that. Line up an eye for him. Run that the draw the first down. I'm giving it to the tight end the next two.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. That's how it's happening for me. If I'm
Yeah.
calling it every time, so
Yep.
that way I at least got the play action option. I can always go with. You always got the RPO.
Mm-hmm.
It's always open.
Yeah.
He's running it first down. I'm passing it to that guy the next the next two downs
Yep.
without a doubt. For most of my time down this field, and even
Yeah.
if you count on it, you can't stop it.
Yeah.
Because even if I change it in the slightest, you fucked.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I get you thinking of it's programmed, it's fucked. It's
Yep.
a tight end's game, man.
Yeah. So
Come on, Gutter.
yeah, it is going to be interesting to see how that tight end position blows up and how those salaries get into the 15, 20 mil a year type figures, like where it's just going to get insane and where running backs are going to make back down to 1-2 million. Like you don't have the and I'm going to go a little old school on you, right? You don't have the Emmitt Smiths, you don't have the Barry Sanders anymore. You don't have those cats that can do all those amazing things that defenses couldn't stop. Now they can
You got
stop
a
that.
few. They do have a few now, Jay. Come
There's-
on now.
yeah,
You got
I mean,
your Derrick
the-
Henrys. You got your, what I mean. You got your guys that can really get in the trenches and run some shit.
You do. I mean,
There's a
even Green Bay has a guy, but it's not the same, right? The game has evolved. The defenses can sniff out the run a lot better. They can stop it a lot better. Running backs are losing average yards.
Even the
year.
screen is kind of, bro. It's almost null and void. If you're
Yeah.
throwing a screen, bro, think about it, man. You're putting yourself in a predicament where you could lose 3 at bare minimum with it's easy to lose 3.
Yep.
If your blockers aren't in place, bro, that screen is fucked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and again, that's where those big ass tight ends are going to make a big difference because they're going to be able to put a bigger hit and then get out and out in the flats and be open. Whereas your running backs and stuff, they might get lucky to get a chip block, but as defenses are getting faster and leaner.
It's the smaller backs too that are doing well now. So you got your like Boston Scotts, and they get real low and small. You can't find them; they'll pop through the line.
Yeah,
It's the small guys that are doing damage in the backs right now. Like
mm-hmm.
even a fullback is a null and void. It's a null and void position right now, Jay. Tell me in line. You might see it ran a few times throughout a game. That guy isn't even touching the ball; he's just there for a block.
Yeah,
That fullback position is done.
oh, yeah. Fullback's been done for several years.
But that's a shame, because why? Why wouldn't you want a big guy who can run somebody over? Right? If I was building a team, I want one. I want a strong FB, bro.
Yeah.
I want a guy that can really run through a line.
Yeah, I would want a couple of bruisers, man. Like
Imagine a focused tight end fullback team where it's like, yeah, those guys are there, and you might have some strong wides, right? Wide backs. But if you have to focus on that short game, these guys are open all day.
Yeah,
All day long.
100%.
Come on, bro.
Yep.
It's chess, man.
Yeah, again, it's changing the mentality, because if your offense becomes predictable, you're going to get eaten up, right? So you got small guys in the back; they know the line's going to be able to hold, not a big problem, right?
Yeah.
So you keep your wides covered. You got the game,
Yeah.
you know. So we need those, and that's why the tight end position is starting to blow up because now offenses have a new option because the defense can't really counter for that.
It's a huge option. I don't even understand why it's been slept on. It's the same thing as the fullback, Jay. That's why I'm kind of like, it's a tight end's game. But you guys are forgetting about a whole aspect that can run through a line.
Yeah.
Just fuck a juke. What do you mean? I want to
Juke.
put your shit down and go right over you, bro.
Hell yeah.
For 6. Give me 6 every
Yeah.
time like that. We're good.
Now, Jackie's going to love this next comment, but there is
Oh,
one guy
Lord.
that I'm super excited about, and that's that Dallas running back that they've drafted, that 5'5" guy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
I want to see what he's going to be capable of because he's going to be able to get so small.
Look at him. You better stop. You better stop all that laughing, sir.
I
You
just
better
want to see
stop.
I just want to see a 5'5" guy be
We
successful
ain't
in the
having
NFL.
any of that right now,
You know,
sir.
like Spud Webb was, successful in the NBA. You know, guys like that. I want to see, as you said earlier in the show, those underdogs that just blow up.
See, he's
Yeah.
using your stuff against you
I
now.
want to see, but I
Quit
just
all
want to
that
see that
laughing.
one cat do well and then get put on a good team. That's what I'm
Oh
looking for.
Lord! Oh, there you go and ruin it. Ruin it. Ruin it.
Oh man,
That's
I got about
worse.
5 more minutes for y'all, man. Like I said, I really appreciate
Oh
you
no,
guys.
it's cool.
Oh yeah, no. I
That
think
work.
This is just a shit show at the afterward, and we don't.
I
we
want to
just
be.
talk shit.
Please invite me more often.
Okay.
I don't
Hey,
care if I'm just here
that
to
link,
talk shit.
that link that we sent. Literally, we have another one of our Brahmas that he'll just join the after show because we just shit talk. Use that
Well, give
same
me the
link.
invite to
Like,
join any after show, and you're gonna be like, "Damn, here
yes.
go Deuce again. Here go Green Man."
Oh no, I would
Okay.
love it.
No, we would
I
love
would
that.
absolutely love it for real.
Well,
We would
I'm
love an
gonna
around
pop
the
in.
horn kind of thing.
Well, like
I'm
next
definitely
week
gonna
we're not
pop
gonna
in.
do it. Next week we're not gonna do it since we're gonna be live on site.
Wow. That's
You just
messed
gave
up,
away
bro.
news. You just
Hey,
gave away news.
yeah, Rig Rockers
Oh,
is saying in
wow.
that about my height. I'm actually 5'8".
Oh,
But,
it's
I mean, I'm pretty short, but that
You're
dude is like,
5'8".
yeah,
There's no way.
I am
Really?
5'8". That's it. They don't stack shit very tall in Texas. I get that. It's okay. It's okay. But in all fairness, Rig Rocker is like 7 foot 1,000. Fucking giant monster.
Is he?
Yeah, standing next to
Yes,
him,
dude.
everyone's tiny.
Yes, dude,
he's a tall
everybody's
I thought
tiny.
man.
Rick Rockers was 2 people, man.
Well, it is, but they're brothers.
And then if you
and
stack them on top
They're
of
both
each other, they're even taller.
yeah, they're like
Goddamn.
damn Jolly Green Giants,
Well, goddamn.
bastards.
But they come from up north where they grow tall.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
true.
it
They
happens.
came from Ohio, so
That cold weather just stretch you out.
yeah. It's all that working on the farm and eating right, and no processed bullshit like we have.
I know.
Damn lucky bastards.
And they have the nerve to be out here roasting us.
Yeah, right here,
Yeah,
right here.
corn fed, that's for
Corn
sure.
fed.
Nothing beats Ohio corn. I will say, I love Mexico, like Mexico white
Let
corn.
me. I will tell you
But
this, too,
Ohio
Red Rockers.
corn, like
Houston was my first most hated team. Before before the last season even started, I said, you know what? And that's the first team we lost to, heavy. I was like, you know what? Fuck y'all.
we didn't even ask that. Yeah, what?
You know what?
Who
Fuck
their
y'all.
like
Yeah,
rivalry was like.
Their
So
rivalry
see-
is me. Fuck y'all.
Yeah.
No, I love the Rick Rockers, but fuck Houston.
Yeah.
What?
See,
Why?
like as long as we're
Yep.
all on the same page about Arlington, which it seems we are, I'm okay with that.
Arlington. I would rather root for Arlington than Houston.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Houston is
Wow.
like Houston is bottom of the barrel.
Where are my DJ shades?
I don't like them. I don't like
You know
them.
what? I like you. I like, you bring.
You know what?
bring
You
a
know what's
different
crazy?
heat.
When I go to Houston game now, they're gonna definitely attack me, and that's fine.
Yep,
You know, you gotta be green. You will be green.
right there. Damn.
Damn.
Well, and that's okay. Again, we all have kind of our personal preferences. Me personally, like I don't have as much of a hatred for South Oklahoma as others in the show do. I really don't even have hatred for St. Louis, but they're my target. And we've talked about this before.
Mhm.
I wanted to go up against them because they had the biggest fan base in the XFL 2.0. We had the
Yeah.
biggest fan base here in San Antonio in the AAF. So it only made sense that the two biggest powerhouses would have the biggest rivalry. And then we didn't really bring our numbers this year. So this next year, I'm hoping that we do. And then we can go up against them. And
You guys are bugging though, because if you look at this, like even when you guys see like the shared XFL stuff, you guys are so strong in like
We
that culture, and it. The Brahmas are one of the first people that they'll show fans of. Like it's
because
strong,
we're
man.
crazy, and
I
half of us are
understand.
drunk. So
Maybe I
I
should have
mean,
been a
y'all,
Brahmas
you.
fan.
I think every game that I've attended, I've been on ESPN. They've definitely showed me.
Yeah,
You can see my little chubby self
yeah,
out there, my horns. I'm like,
they
yep.
did. They did
yeah. I
not
feel the
show
same,
me.
but I don't feel like it's for like. I feel like you guys have more to like compete with. For me, I'm just a half naked green guy in the end zone. Like obviously, you're zooming in on that guy with the stomach. You're zooming
Like
in on
it's
that guy. But you guys
like
have so much to compete with. There's so many
yeah.
dope fans that are there.
Yeah.
But see, here's
Yeah.
the thing: is we don't even compete. We band together. Like
Oh yeah,
section, like that's
1000%.
why I say section 108. Like I'm in that one. Brahma Babe is in there. Like we literally are AA first section. We took up the entire row. Like and then the mariachi ends it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
your
And
camera prone. It just goes right to you.
yeah,
Yep.
all the time, all the time. Like we're the hype. We're the hype section,
Yep.
Yeah,
and then Jay's section's the bring the heat section.
man.
Yeah.
I need to do better out here, man. You know what?
Well,
This
it's hard when
time,
it's a one man show.
well, we're gonna make it a more than one man show,
A one
Jay.
man, a
There you
one
go.
green man show.
There you
I
go.
don't know how many men. There's gonna be a few. There's gonna be a few.
Bring
For
it.
real, y'all should make a little tribe, a little green man tribe.
I gotta
Yep.
do something. This is crazy. I'm over here
Like
competing for. I'm here.
the one super fan. I mean, yeah, I mean that's what I say about Vegas. Like at the end of the day, I like we've been trying to find Vegas. I'm the one that's been like searching and reaching out to all the super fans, all the people I fangirled while I watched y'all's games. Like
Yeah,
I looked for those super fans that they were always showing.
it's
Yeah.
so dope.
Like
Yeah.
Vegas has nothing. Like they don't have an actual super like somebody that was in character or
Yeah.
anything, like a persona.
They had it a little bit worse than us. That's why like who's the guy that's doing the Fang gang?
King,
Fang gang?
Yeah. King.
King Jersey,
Shouts out
right?
to
Is that
him
his name?
for even attempting to try to
Yes.
pull something together. Because I can only imagine how difficult that is. I know how difficult it was for us. I can
Jersey
only
the
imagine.
king.
So
Yeah.
salute, man.
And that's
Yeah.
why I
Salute.
said like at the end we're trying to wrap up our fan like because it was really I was hoping to find somebody from those are my last two that I really needed. And actually and I'm lying too, because we haven't got anybody from the Sea Dragons.
Jersey the King.
And that's crazy because
Uh
they have a crazy fan base, so it doesn't make no sense to me, bro.
I
No
haven't been
fucking-
like I thought about bringing the mayor because he goes to all the games and
If
he's always wearing his little top hat.
Yeah.
if you can
Um,
find him.
he's hard to get a hold of.
Yeah. He's.
But he's the most well known one out of all of
Mhm.
them. But yeah, in Vegas, I even reached out. Jersey's, he's gonna wrap us up for, we're gonna make it a challenge, and hopefully next season Vegas
Gotta do
will
something,
bring
man.
some heat. Like,
Like I
Yeah.
said, it was like the Orlando thing. There's so much to do. I can understand it being a problem getting people to your
yeah,
game.
Mhm.
I understand. There's just so much distraction.
Yeah.
Who cares about a little XFL game going on? It's almost like a little league game at that point. That's what it felt like. It was like, well, there's so much going on. Like, who? What do you
Right.
mean, bro?
Right.
aw. And
Yeah.
it's crazy just to hear the difficulties that all the other cities have faced. Like just we had our difficulties too. Um, with our games landing on
Yeah.
Easter
Yeah.
Sunday. We have events here in the city, Fiesta. They use our parking lot for their carnival, so we had we had to figure out tailgating. We had our own stuff. But it's crazy to learn that each team in each city had their own
Yeah.
shit they had to
Yeah.
deal with, and it's
It's
just
it's a
like,
different
dang,
Yeah.
situation, like it depends
yeah,
on where you're at. You could be in a place where there's nothing to do, yet you still can't get people to these cities. They don't even know what's happening. So like
yeah,
Right.
there's different things that could happen depending on where you're at.
Hmm.
It's just we have to continue to do what we do as fans to build
hmm
this thing up, man. Like it is what it is.
Oh,
So
yeah.
definitely.
I'm excited, man. Neon Green Mafia, September 12th,
Neon Green
definitely coming.
Mafia.
Yes.
Well, I'm
Shouts out
super
to Mike.
excited.
Shouts out to Saul. Shouts out to Jared. Shouts out to those guys putting all this time to even like begin to put ideas together to put this shit together. So, shouts out to those guys. I don't know. I can't watch my mouth, so I'm assuming our show will be 17 plus or whatever.
It's fine.
But
You know
yeah,
what?
I mean it should be a good time, especially with the season start. It should be a good time.
Yeah,
Nice.
for sure. And you know what? That's one thing I'll bring up before I know you have to jet. But I think what we're planning for the next season is during the season we do a post show before the game, and then we do a show after, or
That's
pregame
nice.
and a postgame.
That's
So
nice.
I think next season, like when we play you, we bring you on because we basically just talk
Yeah.
about what our
Why
predictions are going
not?
to be,
If we have
and
everybody
then
involved, why wouldn't we do that every
yeah,
week?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
100%.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like bring somebody from that you've already talked to from the other
Yeah.
team, and let's see
Yeah.
how it goes. And so
That's fun,
we're
man.
definitely,
That's only
yeah,
signing up for a good time.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
only
So there's
signing up for a
lots
good
of
time.
things that we're definitely gonna do. But I'm excited for y'all to for Orlando
Yeah.
to get their podcast going too. So
I
Definitely,
it's
hope
nice
man.
to
people tune
see.
in. I mean, I hope more people tune in that showed up in seats.
It takes a
No, in
little
all
bit,
seriousness.
but
No,
Just
in
keep
all
working at it,
seriousness.
man.
In all
yeah,
seriousness, I would be grateful for just 2 or 3 people to pop up. We plan on bringing this throughout the off season. Once the season starts, obviously we'll have more to talk about. I'm
yeah.
sure you guys understand that.
Oh
But
yeah.
Hmm.
yeah, I mean we got to start from somewhere. So yeah, we'll have fun. So tune in if you can, and even if you're not an Orlando fan, tune in because it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to be doing cross collaborations, and maybe we
Yeah,
can do some different giveaways throughout different. Who knows? Who knows what could happen? So
Oh yeah.
exactly.
definitely tune in. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys for having me, Jay, Brahmasita, Jorge.
Certainly,
Even though
man.
he was wearing Renegades blue,
Great.
DJ, shouts out. I gotta get to work, man. I
All right.
appreciate you guys so much,
Same. I gotta
and I
go
will
eat
talk to y'all
dinner.
later. Yeah,
Yep.
I drank
You
2
can
beers now. I'm like, oh shit.
Uh-oh.
you can end it, Jay. We
All
see
right.
y'all next
That's all.
Everybody,
week.
take care. Have a great night. We'll see you. Deuces.